How is this like some of the meetings you've attended?
Nothing like
Nothing at all. Not my meetings. Ours is just so pure and natural. Everybody agrees.
sarcasm, fun.
Yeah, some sarcasm, fun, double dot, right? And what happens when we have, let's go back for a second. What happens in this situation when we have aggressive management and passive following?
Unmotivated employees.
I'm sorry? Unmotivated employees. What else?
Disengagement.
Yeah, disengaged people. We talked about disengagement. In fact, should have talked about disengagement numbers. We've seen everything what Gallup has to say. There's a Blessing White study that says 2/3 of individuals in the workplace are not engaged. Up to 17 to 20%. A Gallup poll just said in 2007, 17% of employees are actively disengaged. You all know what actually disengaged means, by the way, right?
Yeah.
What does that mean? Oh, well, and still taking a check.
Yeah.
So we see that disengagement is really, in fact, it is costing here in the United States up to $300 million.
Million?
Billion. It's billion dollars. Billion with a B. Right. And sometimes we don't see, we talk about, someone gave me this analogy of $1 million and $1 billion. Now, they don't create the currency anymore in America. But they said that if you take a $1,000 bill, it used to be Grant, they don't produce it anymore. But if you put one on top of the other, for it to be $1 million, it would be 8 feet tall. For it to be $1 billion, it will be as tall as the Empire State Building. That's the difference between $1 million and $1 billion with a B dollars. And if we're losing $300 billion based on engagement alone, we can see there's plenty of opportunity for us to be more effectively. How about this scenario? What does it look like in roles where you have very passive managers who don't hold people accountable and very aggressive employees? No improvements. They are stagnant, no growth. What else?
Because of no leadership from the manager and no vision.
No leadership, no vision.
Also, no productivity.
No productivity either. I heard that when there's no accountability, we take the word lead out of leadership. Where there's no accountability, we take the word lead out of leadership. Because what are we leading if there's no one to hold us accountable for outcomes such as we talked a little bit in a break? We have to hold ourselves. There's got to be a level of accountability in terms. Now the last was certainly as important. What happens when both parties are aggressive? I'm sorry? Fighting?
Or above.
Yeah? Everything aborts. Nothing ever gets done. All right? Now, I understand that all of us could have possibly found ourselves either in relationships or situations in one of these three. The question we might ask ourselves is what percentage of our time we spend in these three? What percentage of time in our meetings or in our gatherings that we're in this aggressive behavior, or we're in this mandate behavior where there's a meeting and a leader, or where there's no accountability? So we have to look at this and how this impacts the results of our teams and the things that we do to be more effective. So in this section, we're going to talk about how to be more diplomatic and assertive. We're going to talk about how to give feedback without creating negative emotions, and a 6-step process for enhancing our understanding and supporting our ability to listen to people as we deal with conflict.